Hello, welcome to the Joe Cortez Show here in Las Vegas, Nevada, the entertainment and the boxing capital of the world, and so much stuff that's going on here in Las Vegas. I mean, every day there's something new coming up. We got baseball coming up soon. We got soccer team coming up, female soccer professional team. There's so much going on here. You can't, I mean, this really not only the entertainment city for music. Before you see it be shows, entertain the singers and whatnot, but now it's everything. I think pretty soon they're going to call it the sports capital of the world, because it got entertainment and sports. But today, we have somebody special. I had her on my show sometime about a year and a half ago. Her name is Sylvia Schenatzky. Shelly Schenatzky, she's from Germany, and she's been here in the United States for over 20 years with her husband and her two daughters, and one is in college, and the other one is working, doing big things. Anyway, we're here to talk about how she has a book about, she's had this big dreams and big things about it. Only she could tell you that, not me, tell you about her whole life story about Michael Jackson. Yes, Michael Jackson. Then she got a true story to say about what she feels and what's going on in her life with Michael Jackson. Shelly Schenatzky, welcome to the show. We got Shelly Stevens on our show. But Sylvia Schenatzky, welcome again to the show. We're here today to talk about Michael Jackson. Can you tell us a little bit about your story with Michael Jackson?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for having me. I'm very thankful for having me here. And so my story began 16 years after Michael Jackson passed away in 2009. That's when my story began. And today I would like to talk about I'm breaking my silence after 16 years, and I think right now is the time to talk about it and to let people know the truth, what really happened to Michael Jackson and to me and about myself. So, so it's the truth and nothing else than the truth I'm talking about today. And it started in 2009. But years before, I received a really strong vision to myself. And I don't know at the time why I received that, but I heard almost like someone saying to me, one day you will be connected to someone famous. And you're going to write a book about this person. And at the time, it didn't make sense to me. So I opened up to my husband, and I told him basically what I received. And he said, "Well, just wait, and you're gonna see what's happening, And so I. Later on in my life, it was before Michael Jackson passed away. I will remember this really well. I was working in my backyard, and I was taking care of my plants, and so I received something. It was almost like a big cloud came over me, and it almost let me fall to the ground. And I received something else, that something big is going to be happening, and it has to do with this famous person, and I didn't know who it was, and I didn't know what it is, and so I just basically let it go. But it was really powerful and to me, and I started writing everything down in a notebook, and so to remember it, and that's how it started, And then the day when Michael Jackson died, I remember I think it was a Thursday, and I was working in a gym, working with children, and a woman came in and she approached me and she said, "Did you hear that Michael Jackson died?" I said, "No." And I was like, baff, wow, what the heck, what is happening, And I felt like in this moment, I felt like I'm losing someone close. I knew from a past life, or I felt really overwhelmed, and I started almost crying. And I came home, and I turned on the TV, watching the news about Michael. I couldn't believe that it was really happening. It was a big thing, for, as you can imagine. So I started watching the news, and when I started hearing familiar, really almost like a whispering in my ear. It was like sensing something. And he said, like, I want you to believe. And I said, I was sitting there and I said, what? What do I hear? Why do I hear that? And he said, I want you to know, that everything what you have received in your life before makes sense now, and everything what you have written down makes sense. So it was me coming to you. You are able to hear me, and I want you to tell the world the truth, what really happened to me and who you are for me.
Wow, that's amazing. So
Yeah.
what would you call yourself? Like, who are you for Michael Jackson?
Okay,
Like a spokesperson or telepathic, something? Tell us what you would call yourself.
So I had some flashbacks in my life, and I like to dance a lot, and so people always said, oh, you remind me of Michael Jackson, the way you dance, the way you dress, and so on. But, so yeah, I mean, it was almost like, so Michael basically told me that we have shared different previous lives together, and in one I was his soul sister, and it made sense to me. So, and I said, well, that's good, but how can I help you? And so he said to me, I want you to write a book about me. First of all, I want people to know that there is life after death, that we still exist.
So nice. So you wrote a book. Can we see the cover of your book there?
Yeah.
You have a book.
Yeah,
You have
right.
a book, and it's Beyond the Eyes.
Yeah.
It's a book that you have, Beyond the Eyes.
Right.
And this is something, this is like a true story of his life.
Yeah.
And you basically wrote what you felt, somebody in your mind was telling you things, you were writing all this down about Michael Jackson.
Right.
Now, how did Michael Jackson die? What was the real true story? How did he die?
So, okay, he said, I want you to write the truth. I was murdered.
Yeah.
Yes. And so for me, I knew the moment I watched the news about Michael, the first moment I said to my husband, something is wrong, something is really wrong here, and I know what they're saying is like with overdose, it's not really, there's something more behind it. And I felt it, and so it made sense that Michael said, I was murdered. I want you to know.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give you names who was involved in my death.
Yeah.
And I want you to write everything down what you receive.
And you did all of that?
Yeah, I did all of that. So it was almost for me like I was sitting, closing my eyes, meditating, and I received that, the night when he died, he was using a powerful propofol. That's what I received, and that Dr. Murray basically injected in him.
So you're like a psychic, something like that?
I don't want to say I'm psychic. I'm not calling myself a medium. So I'm just basically have this kind of gift to receive things, seeing beyond, to spiritual, very connected, to see more than other people can. And so it made all sense to me when I received that, and in his final hours, and Dr. Murray was giving him purposely propofol, and he did not watch the monitor. He did not call 911 when it was time to do it. So he waited purposely to,
That's so sad.
to kill him. And it was really emotional for me. And so Michael felt in this moment when he was also like already under this anesthesia and on other things, and so he was not able to respond anymore. He was hearing Dr. Murray taking phone calls in another room, and he took phone calls to friends and other people who were involved.
Wow.
And he was not checking the monitor, what he was supposed to do. He needed to supposed to be there with him and checking everything, you know, but he did not. So Michael felt something was wrong with him, but he was not able to respond anymore.
And
so he felt it.
So as we all know, all this happened in Michael Jackson's house.
Yes.
The doctors come there for treatment for Michael.
Right.
On a regular basis, but that was going on for quite a while. That wasn't the first time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What does the book title refer to?
So the book title is called Beyond the Eyes. It becomes a true story, because first of all, I can see more beyond what other people can. And Michael I was always followed with Michael's eyes wherever I went. I saw his eyes everywhere. And the, Beyond the Eyes refers to the all-seeing power and the all-seeing eye. And it's, to me, it's a secret society of people that get together, and they're, you know, Michael?
Look at my eyes. And
Yeah.
You can see my eyes. You can see a lot what's come from my eyes. I'm only kidding.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I mean, yeah. Michael's, Michael's eyes were basically like, he liked it, you know, this was his likeness, you know. So, yeah.
He was able to give a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why so many fans loved him so much. He had a connection with the audience all the time, eh?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else can you tell us about Michael Jackson? I mean, you have experience your life in your own private life. You and your husband, your two beautiful daughters.
Yeah.
A lot of things. And this just happened overnight, right?
Yeah, it happened overnight, and I remember.
How was he showing it to you? Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I remember I was playing with my kids outside. I threw a huge, big heart in the driveway the moment Michael died. And I wrote inside, Michael Jackson, we love you. And so on the moment I threw this big, huge heart, and I felt kind of sadness and love all came together, you know. And so, yeah, I mean, my family and my kids, they went through the whole thing with me together, you know. So we have seen things in our house, not only me, so my husband too. We had I saw a light in our bedroom for more than 3 days. He was with me.
So what did your husband say? Your husband, he saw all of this going on in you. He's saying, "Are you okay? Are you doing? What's
no,
going on?"
I was in the beginning. I was really scared to tell him the truth, and I opened up to my friend, and so she brought me to a medium. And she said, the moment she saw me, she sat down and she wrote on a piece of paper, I'll never forget that, this is Michael Jackson talking to her, you know. And so she basically, you know, told me or confirmed me that this is a real story, and Michael wants you to know, you know, that he loves you and he will be with you and protect you no matter what, and people will believe you. So, so Michael gave me names years before the name was on YouTube, shown me on YouTube. Like, he gave me a name of Robert. Robert was a federal agent, and he pronounced on YouTube that Michael Jackson was murdered. And so years later, it was already in my book, you know, years later I found him, and Michael said, be aware of Robert. So, and this person, he said, you know, Michael was murdered, and he was a little bit afraid to say that, because he said, once you see my video on YouTube disappear, something can happen to me, or I don't know how to understand it. But a few days later, I couldn't find it anymore. It was gone. So, it was gone.
Well,
Yeah.
Sylvia, we had you on the show before, and we have a second half of our show today. We have Pam Hawkins and Johnny Fab will be on the second half of the show. So today's show consists of two different parts, but we had to get Sylvia in with her little story. I know Sylvia for a number of years, and she said, Joe, I want to talk about my book. I said, sure, why not? Because you want to talk a little bit. Let's show that book again. The book, they can purchase the book online. Beyond the Eyes?
It's on Amazon.
Amazon?
Yeah.
Beyond the Eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm definitely getting it.
With Sylvia Schenatzky, eh?
Okay.
Okay. Well, hey, fans, thank you so much for being on the show today. With information given to our fans out there. Shelly, anything else you want to ask?
No, I just want to say that I believe in the power of spirits talking to you in a way, because my mom, when I was a little girl, we lived at 1249 North 60th Street, and whenever I'm stressing about something, I look up at the clock, it says 1249, and I know that's my mom telling me it's going to be okay.
Right.
So I'm right there with you.
Okay, fans and viewers out there, we want to just thank you so much for being on this segment today with Sylvia Schenatzky talking about Beyond the Eyes, her book. Look it up on Amazon. We'll see you next week. We got another show coming up shortly, so we'll see you in a bit. Hello, welcome to the Joe Cortez Show here in Las Vegas, Nevada, the entertainment capital of the world. Today we have special guests. First, we want to, again, my co-host, Shelly Stevens. We have special guests today, none other than Pam Hawkins, who's a great singer, and her husband, Johnny Fab, another entertainer, singer, entertainer. He does a little bit of everything. Anyway, welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Okay, so we're here to talk about your up-and-coming event. You have something coming up May 9th.
Yes.
At the Composers Room in Las Vegas. You tell us a little bit about that, Johnny?
It's a risque rhythm and blues review. And basically what it is dirty blues songs from the 1930s, 40s, and 50s, and a few mine songs that I've written that have personality to them.
Double entendre.
Double entendre.
Yeah,
And it's,
I like that.
It's going to be a very silly show. There should be a lot of laughter.
Yes.
And we've got some great musicians joining us. And we're rehearsing hard to make it sound good.
That's
Okay, now
right.
You said
Yes, we are.
May 9th. What time it starts?
7 o'clock. It's at the Composers Room on Sahara.
Here in Las Vegas.
And tickets are available if you go to the composersroom.com website.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yes.
Pam, can you tell us a little bit about you, Pam Hawkins? Tell us a little bit about
Well,
your music.
Well, like I said, I do all types of music, all kinds of music, and for this show, I'm going to be. Johnny is directing the whole show, but yes, I just do all types of music and everything. I did just win, or just got a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Well, can you tell us a little bit about that?
There's a.
What's the name of the award?
The Bahaba. Maha, it's a Swahili
There it is.
award. There,
Yeah.
Oh, did you put it? Oh, there it is. So yeah, it's that. Which is there's an institute, a jazz institute in the Bay Area, and they give out these awards to Bay Area artists that have been mentoring people. Anyway, it says that I mentoring people, and that have been singing around town for a long time. So it's just a recognition of me singing and giving to the community. So
May I add to that? May I add to that?
yes, 'cause-
Please.
Pam was a reigning queen. She's very modest, but she was a reigning queen in the Bay Area before we came to Vegas. And she was a singer. And what I mean by that is a lot of female vocalists would come out to listen to Pam and watch her show and emulate her. And it was an amazing thing to watch. There she is, and she's a very compelling, powerful, fiery soul singer. I, on the other hand, am more of a crooner.
yes,
So we met in the blues for this project.
Yes.
Because we both got a toe in the blues.
Yes.
Not just because of music, but life too.
yeah, yeah. The blues.
And what I wanted to do is put together a show that's different from what everybody else is doing. Here in Vegas, tribute shows are very popular, which is fine.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of them. And I
Yeah.
thought, what could we do that would be really entertaining and fun? And with music, there's a power to transport people into another thought.
Yes.
And they can transcend the problems of today and take you away for a while. So we're going to have about an hour and 15, an hour and a half that night at the Composer's Room. And my goal, our goal, is to elevate people through music and laughter.
That's right.
So how did
Yes,
you
it is.
guys meet through your different styles of music?
She was performing at a place called Ideal Bar and Grill,
Yeah, in
which is
Northern
at the
California.
mouth of the Santa Cruz Wharf. And I, one day, was playing at a restaurant out on the wharf.
Yes.
And on my breaks, I would always go walk to Ideal and see who was playing, because there was always a band in there. And Pam was in there yelling at somebody at the bar.
Could have been
and just singing so soulfully, and she's a very compelling singer, as I mentioned, and she had the greatest band in the Bay Area. Those guys were. It was John Wiedemeyer, and her first husband, what's his face,
Terry.
and Brian Mills on drums.
Yeah.
And
It's just a
just
three-piece.
doing these incredible rock and soul tunes. And I remember I used to wear a fedora. For about 20 years, I wore a fedora. Wouldn't even leave the house without it.
He would not.
But then when I hit 40 and I still had hair, I said, I don't need this hat anymore. It may come back before it's over.
Right.
And so we just got to talking and would kind of just bump into each other. And one night, I'll never forget this. I was in San Jose.
All right.
And I stopped at a Shell gas station, and there she was.
That's right.
Remember?
Yep.
Over on
Getting
Hamilton.
gas, coming home
getting
from
gas. And she said, hey, I'm going to go sit in with these guys over at blah, 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 wherever it was. You want to go? And I mean, who could say no to that? And so I went, and she sang, If You Want Me to Stay.
Yeah.
From Sly Stone. And I noticed that she was giving me the big eye as she was flipping her hair around saying, and I thought, I think this girl likes me.
Just a little bit. But then also your album, then we did his album.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
we
then
do his
she
album.
sang on my first big production album. Is my second album, really. But yeah, she was very. You can hear her. She has a very distinctive voice, and she sings on "Feeling Sassy" and "Curious" and a
his
bunch of my
album,
tunes.
yes.
So that's how we met, though.
Cool.
That's right.
That's
Yeah.
great, though. That's
I always.
Because whenever I try to tell, he's like, "No, that's not what happened." I'm like, "But that's what I remember."
Me and Wesley do the same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, we can never
Yes.
agree.
You guys have anything together that you guys sing together?
Well, that's what we're doing.
We actually brought a clip of one of the songs that we do together that's going to be in this show. It's called "Walk Right In,
Let's
Walk
hear
Right
it.
Out."
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here we go.
This fella was living in a really nice community, senior community, and it was his birthday. And he was walking down the hall, and he come up to him, the lady says, "Hey, honey, it's my birthday. How old do you think I am?" She looks at him, she says, "Oh, 70? He says, "I'm 96. She said, well, that's what she said. "Wow, you look terrific. Happy birthday." And he smiled, he walked down the hall. Saw a fella, and he said, "Hey, Sonny, it's my birthday. How old do you think I am?" The guy says, "Oh, you gotta be at least 80. And the guy says, "I'm 96 years old today." And the fella says, "Oh my God, you make it look terrific. God bless you. Happy birthday." So the birthday boy walks down the hall a little further, comes up to another lady and says, "Hey, sweetie, it's my birthday today." Boy, she looks him up and down, sideways. And then she reaches up, she gives him a big squeeze.
Inappropriate.
Sorry, Dorothy. A big squeeze, and she says, "You're 96." He said, "How did you know?" And she said, "You told me yesterday." Walk right in, walk right out. 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 Oh, that's what the song is all about. I got a man who likes to hug a buck. I got a man who likes to hug a bug. When we get up in the morning, all he wants to do is walk right in,
been done. Only wouldn't do nothing 'cause I like this part. Till I lay here, walk right in, walk right out, walk right in, yeah, walk right out, walk right in, walk right out, walk right in, walk right out, walk right in, walk right out, walk right out. I don't remember what I was supposed to say.
Well, let's pick some berries. Don't forget your bucket.
That's right, baby. Let's pick some berries. Don't you forget your bucket. Oh, I guess we're gonna say that.
Forget your bucket.
Oh, baby, walk right in, walk right out, 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 walk right in, walk right out. Yes, that's what the song is all about.
Okay,
Well, thank you.
Walk right in, walk right out.
That's
Right, that's it.
Very good, very good.
Right.
Okay, so anything else you want to add on to the show today before we wrap it up here?
Come see us.
Yeah.
We're gonna have
We're
a great
looking
time.
for
and we
you
need
and
there.
you and you and you.
and you and you.
And you back over there too. Yes,
other guy.
yes. You in the kitchen, you too. Yeah.
It's May 9th at the Composer Room here in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yeah.
It's on Sahara. From what time again?
7 p.m.
7 p.m.
Yeah, it's $20 for the ticket.
Oh, I can't be
A
that.
bargain.
Yeah.
It's a bargain. I'm
Yeah,
telling
they
you.
got food and
They got food there. You go.
Because
Everything
actually,
going
we're
on.
going to put on about a $35 to $40 show, so you might make a couple bucks.
Well, we're so happy to have you on the show today.
Thanks for having us.
Johnny and Pam.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much for being on the show. We hope to see you again in the very near future.
That's right.
Take care. Keep your guards up at all time.
Right on.
And remember, I'm fair, but I'm firm. Shelly, tell them something before we wrap it up.
You said it all, Joe. We're going to see you on Saturday. Tomorrow night, we'll be back at Lola's as usual. And Joe has something to do, though, tomorrow. So I don't know if he'll be there or not, but hopefully his affair will be over.
Well, I'll be commentating some boxing event we have here in Las Vegas, amateur boxing. I always like to give back to the community
Right.
and help these young kids out there. I'll be doing that tomorrow night. We'll see you guys soon. Take care. See you next week. God bless.
Goodbye.
Keep your guards up at all times.
that's right.